Good afternoon and welcome to the Pitt United Way. This is our Affinity group, so it's an information session for the Women's Leadership Council as well as the Bridges Society for Young Professionals. So thank you for tuning in today. I am happy to report our campaign kicked off on October 1st, and as of this morning, we are at $132,515. So I thank you all who have contributed this far and ask that you would those who haven't would consider giving to our campaign. We will be open for donations through December the 13th. And I also do want to point out, if you have given as a way of payroll pledge, that will roll over if you do not make a change by December the 13th. It will roll over into your January payroll. But I'm excited for today. Thank you all. Thank you to our panelists who will be speaking today. And at this point, I would like to turn it over to Adam Barron from United Way.
Thanks, Kelly, and thanks everyone for being on the call today. It's my pleasure to join you. Again, my name is Adam Barron, and it's important to point out that we have such a strong relationship with the University of Pittsburgh in creating local change in our community. So on behalf of families, individuals, children, senior aging adults, people with disabilities, and our entire community, thank you for your support. And we know that those successes will continue as we keep moving along. Pitt has been a tremendous partner of ours, and we truly appreciate and value the relationship. Right now, it's an unprecedented time for all of us. United Way, we've really been prepared and built for this type of moment. We've had to become faster and more nimble. We've had to be more flexible with our partners and running virtual campaigns like this one, and having to pivot our outlook on the resources that are going back into the local communities. The pandemic has really made it painfully aware for all of us that we're vulnerable. All of us are vulnerable. And as we work to rebuild our economy and our livelihood, it's essential that we make the most of this moment to address the issues that are most persistent in our community. And throughout the pandemic, United Way has helped lead the response to make sure that people have food on the table and that we're connected to vital services. Age-old problems have cut across all populations, but continue to fall disproportionately along lines of race, gender, and ability. And as a trusted convener of our community's stakeholders, United Way is uniquely positioned to create sustainable solutions. Core of our work is dedicated to improving the lives of all those in crisis. And we've organized our efforts here at United Way of Southwestern Pennsylvania into 3 actionable and easy to remember strategic pillars. Meeting basic needs, connecting people at times of crisis with immediate, essential human needs such as shelter, safety, food, and utility support. Moving to financial stability, creating a path to a more financially secure future with practical tools for working families and individuals so they can overcome short-term instability and provide for themselves and their family long-term. And building success in school and life, addressing disparities in educational opportunities, including disparities that often fall along racial lines, from early childhood all the way through school years, to help young people become successful adults. Meeting, moving, and building. Hopefully, many of you have heard of 211. 211 is our crisis referral hotline that seeks to provide an easy-to-remember telephone number, chat, text, and web resource for finding health and human services for everyday needs in crisis situations. 211 is a vital resource for United Way and helps us utilize the help for those that are in need in the community. We combat those needs with our trained expertise and your hard-earned dollars and support to assist in this service year after year. We'll continue to expand on our data-driven decision-making, leverage the knowledge from 211 as well as from trusted community partners like University of Pittsburgh to make the greatest impact in the community. I have a few quick questions for you to think about while you hear from all of us on this call today. What's important to you? What are you passionate about? What makes you want to give back to your community, and what really tugs on your heartstrings? Do you know someone in crisis? Whether it be a neighbor, a coworker, a family member, a complete stranger, or even yourself, your support is really life-changing. And by supporting United Way's general fund, the impact fund, we're able to stretch those dollars throughout the community. You're going to be hearing from several individuals today to talk about the impact of our work and also the amenities that come from that work and the additional ways you can get involved in United Way, within your community, with our beneficiaries. So as the pandemic continues to affect all of us, the community, we encourage you to participate. As Kelly said, no gift is too large, no gift is too small. Pitt is a tremendous resource for us, and we thank you for all that you've done. So we appreciate your time today. Stay safe. I'm now going to pass it off to Dean Betsy Farmer and Molly Allwein, both from the School of Social Work at the university, who are leading campaign efforts at the university. So Betsy and Molly, the floor is yours.
Thanks so much, Adam. So hi, everybody. I'm Betsy Farmer. I'm the Dean of the School of Social Work. And Molly, do you want to introduce yourself?
And my name is Molly Allwein, and I am the Director of Professional Education, also at the School of Social Work.
So it's a bit of a coincidence that Molly and I both come from the same school, and it's probably also not a coincidence that we come from the same school and are deeply committed to United Way and the type of organizations that United Way helps to fund. So as Adam was saying, the whole world has been affected by events of the past 18 months, obviously, but we haven't been similarly affected. There's been very differential effects depending on who you are and how you're positioned in our society. And I think we're very aware that women have been particularly affected, people of color have been particularly affected, and people of low socioeconomic status have been particularly affected. And so we are really engaged in this work right now and really supporting the United Way this year to be able to meet the needs that are out there. I know that, as Adam was saying before, that, thinking about what are you passionate about, thinking about how do you want to give back. One of the things that we talk about all the time is a very trite phrase, but it's so incredibly true, that it takes a village. And I think the thing we've all become aware of in the past 18 months, if we weren't already, is that we're all part of the same village. If something is affecting someone in our society, it's affecting our society. And we have a responsibility collectively to make sure that we are responding to those needs and to doing what we can. Some of us are in quite privileged positions to be able to contribute and to give. Others are not in those positions right now. But wherever we are, we have to be willing to give whatever we can to the rest of our society. For me personally, the United Way is really important because it supports organizations that I have become deeply committed to since I've moved to Pittsburgh a few years ago. I work with a variety of organizations, one of them focused on transitional housing for women and their families who are leaving domestic violence and trying to find a better start and a new way for their families. Some organizations working to support families who are dealing with mental health challenges in their children and depend on United Way funds to be able to do that work. Foster care agencies, and particularly agencies that are working with kinship foster care, so to keep children with their own family members, and how do we support those family members to be able to do that work to keep their families together. And a focus on African American girls. I think those of us who work in the field recognize that Black girls have special challenges, Black youth in general do, but there are differential ways in which girls are regarded and in their opportunities, and we need to make sure that we are supporting them in their healthy development and maximizing their potential. The United Way is critical to organizations that work with all of these groups and all of these challenges in our society. So I hope you'll join me. It's a particularly wonderful opportunity in the Women's Leadership Council for women to really help other women who need help. Molly, do you want to add?
Absolutely. So I'm so excited to be the point person for the Bridges Society at Pitt this year. I have been in some way or another connected to the United Way for probably about the last 10 years, both on the receiving end as working in development at a local nonprofit and also through giving for many years. I also was lucky enough to do the Together Leading program, which is a leadership program for folks who are looking to be, engaged in the community through giving and volunteerism. So you'll hear a little bit more about the Bridges Society from Lauren soon, but very briefly, it's an affinity group in the United Way for the next generation of philanthropic-minded young leaders around 45 or younger. So Betsy and I were asked to speak a little bit about why the United Way. And when I think about why I'm connected to the United Way, I have three thoughts that immediately come to mind. The first one is that it makes an impact, it's easy and convenient, and it fits my values. So as you heard from Adam already, the United Way meets the critical needs of people here in our local Pittsburgh community. The money that you're donating isn't going far away. It's really staying here in the community. So you're giving where you live. It's easy and convenient. I mean, come on, we know millennials love ease and convenience in all things. Honestly, giving to the United Way through the portal at Pitt is easier than ordering from Uber Eats, seriously. So using that payroll feature is so simple and such a great way to support your local nonprofits, as well as the three pillars that compose the United Way priorities and funding areas. And finally, it fits my values. It's one of the ways that I put my values and beliefs into action. So the United Way doesn't just ask for dollars, they also ask you to use your voice and advocate for change that benefits our community, as well as volunteerism. So for me, it's a great way to utilize my time, my effort, my knowledge and skills in a way that feels meaningful and important to me. In addition to all of this, being part of the Bridges Society is a way for me to meet other young leaders who prioritize philanthropic giving. So the networking has been fantastic. It's helped my professional development. I've been able to make great connections, and the access to the special events that are designed just for us have been useful and really inspiring. An example of this is the Good Point series speaker events, which are an opportunity for us to hear from folks who are more advanced in the field and get their personal and professional journeys. And recently, Kenyon Bonner from Pitt was a featured speaker for this event. But perhaps most importantly, it supports our local nonprofits. So to this end, I'd like to introduce Claudia Sanchez, who's the healthcare navigator at Casa San Jose, so we learn a little bit more about that impact.
Hello, everyone. It's a pleasure for me being here today. I'm just going to wait for the slides to come over. Perfect. So I want to introduce myself. My name is Claudia Sanchez. I am the healthcare navigator of Casa San Jose. As you might know, Casa San Jose is a nonprofit organization who helps Latinx community. And at this point, because of the COVID-19 and the pandemic, we're supporting the Latinx community to overcome obstacles to get the vaccine. The program goals is to make the COVID-19 vaccine accessible to every single person, regardless of race, religion, ethnicity, or socioeconomic status. We provide accurate and comprehensive information with a specific support in Spanish to our community. In addition, we provide transportation assistance, interpretation, and personalized support throughout the COVID-19 vaccination process. We do this by providing personalized assistance from scheduling the appointment to follow up vaccination calls. The purpose of our program is to bring the vaccines to our community members, and that is why we help mobile vaccine clinics in locations and neighborhoods where many of our community members live. These vaccination clinics have been culturally appropriate, where participants receive care in their preferred language, either Spanish, English, or Portuguese. Casa San Jose has actively been involved in breaking out all the barriers such as language, transportation, and some economics difficulties during the COVID-19. And we just want these vaccines to be also accessible to every single person and friend in our community. But all of this wouldn't be possible without the help of our partners. United Way and Pittsburgh University has helped us in many different ways, impacting in the process and in the many efforts that we work in favor of our community. To reach the entire Latinx community, we have been done an extensive outreach that was being carried out through phone calls, where students from the medical and the pharmacy school of Pittsburgh University were helping us by assisting these patients to schedule the COVID-19 appointments. In addition, Casa San Jose has had the opportunity to participate in many research projects with Pittsburgh University that impact our community and give us a scientific notion and data of the Latinx community in relation to COVID and the vaccination process. Casa San Jose also hosted several Facebook Live town halls that are called Tardes con Casa, where we had amazing participation of two doctors, Dr. Diego Chavez and Dr. Ragavan Maya, which Dr. Diego is Associate Professor of Pediatrics at Pittsburgh University, and Dr. Maya is an Assistant Professor of Pediatrics at Pittsburgh University. They generally work with the community, and they are really well known by them, and we have been really grateful of having them giving information about the COVID-19 and the COVID vaccines to our community, which is really important because these build trust in all the vaccination process in between the patients or the community members who wants to get vaccinated and the process by itself. In the other end, partnering with United Way has been helpful. United Way encourages and gives us the opportunity to apply to grants and funds in order to bring vaccines to minorities and vulnerable populations. Thanks to these grants, Casa San Jose can keep working and breaking down the barriers faced by the Latino community to access vaccines, ensuring equitable vaccine distribution and reduction onto the vaccine hesitancy throughout the community. And that's why Casa San Jose really appreciate being partners of both of you. Thanks to all of these efforts, we have been able to vaccinate 3,000 community members of the Latinx community, and also we have been able to give 500. We have been able to give assistance to 500 families, and also interpretation services to 2,000 families. Thank you very much to everyone who has been part of these efforts, and we have to keep supporting the Latinx community and vaccine equity and access. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for that, Claudia. So wonderful to be able to have this opportunity to learn more about such critical work happening at Casa San Jose. Hello, everyone. My name is Leanne Munger, and I run our Women's Leadership Council program at the United Way. Thank you to both Molly and Betsy for your comments a little bit earlier. I'm joined by my colleague, Lauren Mitchell, who works with our Next Gen professionals. And we'd like to tell you just a little bit more detail about our affinity groups, both Women's Leadership Council and Bridges Society, and how you can become more involved. So the Leadership Council is an incredible force of over 2,200 women leaders here in the Pittsburgh region who are deeply committed to improving our community. We're proud to say, but our members actually are even prouder to say that we're the third largest Women's Leadership Council in the country. Not the third largest city, but definitely the third largest incredible group of women philanthropists. And this year, very exciting, we're celebrating our 20th anniversary, an incredible milestone. And we're poised by the end of this year, by the end of our campaign, to surpass $100 million raised through Women's Leadership Council members. I get goosebumps every time I talk about it. And it's important to note that every single dollar stays right here in the Pittsburgh region, supporting women and their families who are struggling, as Adam mentioned, struggling to meet basic needs or achieve financial stability, or to support their children in achieving success in school and life. So for any woman attending today, if you're not a member of the Women's Leadership Council, we invite you to join us. You'll not only be joining 150 Women's Leadership Council members there at the university, but you'll also become part of that force of more than 2,000 women across the region, and part of helping us cross that $100 million mark this year. And now to share more about Bridges Society and the many ways that you can engage as a member with both WLC and Bridges, and to tell you how to accomplish all that is Lauren Mitchell.
Thank you, Leanne. Hi, everybody. As Leanne said, my name is Lauren Mitchell. I'm the Next Generation Engagement Manager with United Way, working with our young professional donors. So our Bridges Society is for young professionals ages 45 and under. These young professionals represent the next generation of leaders in Southwestern Pennsylvania. Bridges Society was founded in 2015 with over 700 members regionally. I'm also excited to share that out of all of the other universities in the Pittsburgh region, Pitt has the most Bridges members. So really excited about that, hoping to grow that more too as the years go on. As Molly mentioned earlier, Bridges has a lot of great benefits. So we have exclusive events such as our Good Point series, which each Good Point series features a local leader, and you spend an hour with that local leader, and they talk about their insights and their personal and professional journey. So it's really great for young professionals to kind of hear from somebody who's very accomplished like Dr. Kenyon Bonner, and get to connect and hopefully learn a little bit from them. So that's always a great event that we have. So for our current members, look out, because we're planning another Good Point series to happen before the end of the year. And then wanted to let everybody know on next Thursday, October 28th, Dan Lavallee, who is United Way's overall campaign co-chair. He is also a young professional. He is hosting a virtual happy hour. So Dan has a bit of a unique journey, and he has a lot of energy. So I think the message will be really great from that event. And Wiggle Whiskey has sponsored this event, so really looking forward to that. And there will be some raffles. So I'll make sure to pass over that invitation. We'd love to have any young professionals join. So talking about all the great benefits of Bridges Society and Women's Leadership Council. So, how do you join? You're in your campaign. You're looking to join. So, Bridges' membership for both Bridges and WLC is extended to donors who contribute $1,000 annually. So your membership is just an added bonus to your already generous pledge. So it's a really great opportunity, and members of both Bridges and WLC enjoy benefits like volunteer events, unique personal and professional development opportunities, networking opportunities, and more. So there's also a special giving option to allow donors to commit to the Bridges Society or Women's Leadership Council member over a level of 5 years, and that's through our Step Up program. So donors commit to incrementally increasing their gift from $500 to $1,000 over the course of 5 years. Members who are Step Up members have all the same benefits as those who are giving at the $1,000 level. So I recently made my pledge as a Step Up member during United Way's United Way campaign, and really looking forward to all the great events that WLC will put on as well. So just want to thank you all, and if you have the capacity, please feel free to give during your campaign. And thanks.
So Lauren, now we are going to go back to Betsy and Molly for our wrap up. Betsy and Molly, thanks again, everyone, for joining us.
Thanks, everybody. We just want to wrap up by, I hope that what you heard today inspired you to want to give and to step up and to give a little bit more perhaps than you gave last year. I know I have, as I've been learning more about what's going on this year, the focus on basic needs, on financial stability, on success in school and life. It's hard to imagine not supporting those missions in our community. And so whatever we can do to be helpful, I really encourage you to do your part. As several people have said, it's incredibly easy through the Pitt system to do this through a payroll deduction. So please join us in the Women's Leadership Council and
the Bridges Society. I just wanted to note just a couple things in our last minute here. Take advantage of that 5-year Step Up plan. It can be really difficult, just to, acknowledge that it's difficult to find the money sometimes, in your budget. All of us have tight budgets that we're looking at, that we're trying to stretch and make work. So take advantage of the opportunity to adjust that over a 5-year period of time and really see and experience the benefits that the memberships in these societies will give you. Just to re-highlight, if you identify as a woman or a female, you can be both Bridges Society members and WLC members if you're under 45 years of age. And also your spouse or partner is included in your membership. So they receive those benefits and the ability to attend those events and networking opportunities as well. And just to note that many of us are already giving to our local communities and supporting our favorite nonprofits through board membership donations or other donations. And you can do that through the United Way. So it really then counts as double your gift. You fulfill your board pledge or your nonprofit commitment, and you also are acting to meet Pitt's participation and engagement goals for the United Way. So, finally, just to wrap it up here, I'm looking to create some more opportunities to grow and engage our Bridges Society members. And I know Betsy is doing the same for our WLC members at Pitt. So look for those event opportunities coming up. And on behalf of the United Way and Pitt, I just want to thank you all so much for listening today and joining us. And I know I speak for both Betsy and myself when I invite anyone to reach out to us personally with any questions about the WLC or Bridges and how you can join. And we hope to see you all soon as new members. Thank you.
Absolutely. Thanks, everybody.